A bunch of dudes used this amazing Minecraft cathedral to worship cake. These are the dudes, and they're about to trick hundreds of people to their deaths in nuclear Armageddon, all so they can ascend to the frosting-filled paradise in the sky. How exactly did we get here? If you want to make your own Minecraft empires, religions, or nuclear human sacrifices, join our server today at the IP play.stoneworks.gg. This is Terrador, now one of the most infamous players in Minecraft history. He began a cake religion with his friend Zebulanis way back in 2010, becoming huge on a big YouTuber's server. Yeah, let's give a quick shout out to Linus Tech Tips. In time, he made his way to the world of Eldham, where he built up his cake worship in the city of Pastel, and rubbed elbows with some of the richest and most powerful people on the server, enabling him to fund his own worldwide mega projects. When Terrador and the others migrated to the new world of Abexilas, the cakeist movement went into overdrive. He and Zebulanis preached their old faith on the pulpit, these sacred words from the Holy Cookbook, Chapter 1. In the beginning there were 6 chefs, each with their own specialty. The leader of these chefs was the Great Baker. His name concealed in shadow, the Great Baker baked a great cake and sprinkled upon it life. This cake is the place we now call Earth. First, cake is to be shared by everyone, no matter who they are. Second, lapis lazuli must be visibly used in the holy shrines and temples of cake. Third, be kind to one another, for peace is called peace because of a piece of cake. Amen. But the cakeist talked behind closed doors of a prophecy that inevitably, one day the Great Baker in the sky's oven would ding, and he would pull the cake out and cut out their slice to eat, delivering them to a fluffy, sugary paradise. In service to this, the magnificent architects Zebulanis and Zolgo55 spent 9 months designing and building by hand this absolutely gorgeous cathedral in their capital of Magdalena. This thing rivals Brunelleschi's Renaissance Cathedral in Florence, with netherite implanted into the structure, millions of dollars of iron anvils adorning its spires, and glowing sprinkles scattered inside the dome ceiling. Reaching up towards the Great Baker in the sky, this church was truly one of Minecraft's ancient world wonders. But now, it is lost to time, paved over with the craters of explosions and regenerated pristine nature. We shall never again see it with mortal eyes. But all the while, Magdalena and its nation of Amar were in kind of a tough spot, as this southern continent was sometimes a hotspot for wars and expanding empires. Early in their history, they had been invaded by a scourge of bomb-wielding pirates raiding inland to steal their cake. They pushed these pirates out and set up a navy to patrol their seas. And so the nation leader Captain Buzzy came to navigate the region's diplomacy expertly, keeping friendly relations with their good faith neighbors, and dodging the whirlwind wars started by nearby imperialist empires. And when Abexilas was racked by World War, the cakeists supported the messianic claimants of Bogey 95 and Clap, protesting unarmed and unarmored at wars. So when the fighting soldiers killed them, they exploded in cakes and shovels, annoying the soldiers into hating them and discouraging them from battle. All the while, Magdalena had been built up as a shrine to indulgence itself, a full-functioning casino with custom chips, booze, and sweet treats everywhere, and Terrador's friend Bogey95 using magic to spawn in a giant elephant containing ballrooms, aquariums, museums. Terrador fucking hated this elephant, by the way. He resented that Bogey could just use magic and pure aura to build it up that quickly, while his cathedral took literal months. But that's not too important yet. What is important is the World's Fair! Yes, play.stoneworks.gg players, the Abexilas World's Fair. Come one, come all. See the nations and cultures expeditions at the World Library. Show the best side of your people, history, culture, technology, and gamble at the chance to win millions of dollars. Terrador and crew have toiled and labored to organize this for you to come enjoy the showcase of Abexilan excellence.
It's a piece of cake to bake a pretty cake. If the way is hazy, you gotta do the cooking by the book. You know you can't be lazy, never use a messy recipe. The cake will end up crazy if you do the cooking by the book. Then you'll have a
break it down, bitch. Let me see you back it up. Drop that ass down, load it, pick that motherfucker up. Break it down, bitch. Let me see you back it up. Drop that ass down, load it, pick that motherfucker up.
Terrador reflected on this fair as the sun set and the visitors trickled away. The nation exhibits were amazing, the crowds loved the cake and loot that they dropped, and he gave the kobolds of Tharax $1 million and a special crown for their outstanding booth. But the question lingered, was this toil really worth it? Do you know how much of a headache it is to organize all these people, to deal with raids and bandits attacking the fairgrounds, and procure millions of dollars and cakes for the players who, after the fair is said and done, don't really appreciate it? They won't put in this level of effort for others like he was doing himself. His headache turned to sadness. His sadness turned to anger. This world had clearly become cold and unsalvageable, and he heard it in his head. The timer of the Great Baker's oven ticking down. The prophesized time was at hand. So Terrador spent the next few months preparing. He talked with the other cakists and leaders of Amarr, and they too were willing to give up everything and ascend to paradise. Their generationally rich friend Bogey95 went around to all the markets of Abexilas, buying out their entire stocks of TNT. Look, when a guy like this asks you for $3.5 million of explosives, that should raise some red flags. The cakists spent all day rigging the explosives. Together, Terrador, Zebulanis, Captain Buzzy, Bogey95, Wizard of Dumb, and Shoddy Shoe 51945. That night, they sent out a ping to all of Abexilas, saying that they would be giving away the entire treasury of the nation of Amarr to the citizens of the world. Rare artifacts, elytras, piles and piles of gold and netherite. So much wealth. So of course, everyone on play.stoneworks.gg, hundreds of players made the pilgrimage to Amarr for this drop party. And they set up Pope-mobile glass to prevent an assassination. Even I was there, and I unknowingly played right into the prophecy. I plopped a cake down right in front of this player, Nassau 3. I told him, "Happy birthday! Make a wish!" And he blew out the candle and gave a smiley face. And I said, "Don't tell anyone your wish now, or we're all gonna die." So he blurts out, "I wish for money!"
Nassau 3, you have doomed us all.
Thus began the Amarr drop party. Terrador stood in front of everyone and gave a solemn, holy prayer.
It's a piece of cake to bake a pretty cake, if the way is hazy. You gotta do the cooking by the book. You know, you can't be lazy.
Meanwhile, Bogey95 barricaded the doors with bedrock. But up here, as Terrador thought back to the wars, the toxicity, the cold, cynical soul of this world, Krungo the elephant, the anger swelled within him, and then he heard it. The cake is done. So Terrador turned to the players, and he flew into a rage.
Magic? To spawn in an elephant 4 times the size?
Terrador's body inflated in his tirade. He turned red with steam flying from his ears. The cakists looked up at him in fear. The people fled in terror, but the doors were blocked shut. Terrador's mortal form began bursting at the seams until the packed-out cathedral was suddenly...
I'm on a sugar crash, I ain't gonna fucking cash. Maybe I should take a bath, cut my fucking brain in half. I'm not only just a bit tired of this fucking shit. Nothing that I write can make me feel good. Victim of the great machine, in love with everything I see. Neon lights surrounding me, I indulge in luxury. Everything I do is wrong, except for when I hit the phone. Hit the phone, hit the phone. Feel good, feeling shitty in my bed. Didn't take my fucking meds. Hyper pop up in my ears, everything just disappears. Don't wanna be someone else, just don't wanna hate myself. Just don't wanna hate myself. Instead I wanna feel good. I'm on a sugar crash, I ain't gonna fucking cash. Maybe I should take a bath, cut my fucking brain in half. I'm not only just a bit tired of this fucking shit. Nothing that I write can make me feel good.
And then they all attacked Bogey95 for being in on it.